Attention, all stations. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Bonsoir tout le monde et bienvenue. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu, VA3 CJZ, opening the weekly amateur radio exchange group Simplex Net, also known as AREG, for Wednesday, January 17th, 2024. This week is 1,583 times that AREG has been on the air consecutively. My name is Chuck, and my station is located in East Hamilton. And this net is on every Wednesday night, starting at 8 p.m. and ending at 10 p.m. local time here on 146.430 megahertz. And since this is a simplex net, not everyone will be able to hear everyone else. And so I also stream the net on YouTube. So people who tune in can hear the stations that they cannot hear on the radio. They hear what I hear. They can hear how their audio sounds on the air and see their signal strength, as well as see my station layout. Just type my call, VA3CJZ, into the YouTube search box and look for us live tonight, or we're under the title AREG Week 1583. And finally, we ask that you please try and leave a 1 to 2 second delay between transmissions to allow other stations to break in. And so may I have check-ins for this evening's AREG?
VA3 is Mike Oscar.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Kilo Zulu.
Victor Alpha 3, November.
VA3 Eddie. Victor Alpha 3, Bravo Tango.
Oh boy, that last one was a toughie. Never heard that one. All right, so I've got a tie for first, but AXJ, Rick was in first, and then BMO, and then CKZ, November Charlie Alpha, November Echo, and Bravo Tango. We'll start with that and go and say hello to Rick. Come on in, Rick. How are you?
Good evening, Chuck. Not much to report. Just kind of messed up my day today. Missed my appointment. I was late, and I couldn't have it done, so I got to rebook it to the 25th. Just a bone density scan. But anyhow, yeah, it happens. So other than that, another busy day tomorrow. Get my needles, and I should be good for another 2 weeks, I hope.
Oh dear. Yeah. Oh, you got lost, I heard, right? Where did you have to go?
Mountain Road. Now we passed it twice. And we turned around and came back, and then we passed it again. So we went back, and then we turned. I think it was north and or south, whatever, I can't remember. Now we got there. I was 20 minutes late, and they weren't going to take me in. They would have, but they would have if I would have stayed around till 3 o'clock this afternoon. But I thought, no, we'll just rebook it, and that's what happened.
Yeah, see, the first time that I wouldn't have been able to find it, I would have at least gotten my phone out and looked it up and see which way the heck I got to go. But hey, it happens. Happens to the best of us there, Rick. All right. Well, glad to hear you're pretty much okay. We're all falling apart to some degree. But thanks for checking in, my friend. We'll get back to you shortly. Anything else before I go down the list?
And the funny thing about it, Chuck, we had it on GPS.
Well, at least you didn't drive off a cliff or into a jungle somewhere. I keep hearing about stories of people that blindly obey what their GPS tells them. They don't question it. And that's pretty sad.
Yeah, okay, I'll let you get on with the net, and we'll be listening.
Okay, Rick. I will get back to you soon, I'm sure. Okay, let's go to number 2, VE3 BMO. Pierre, come on in.
G'day, Chuck, and everybody on that. Just a beam for the pot there, Chuck. And I got like 3/4 of a scale of a signal on you here.
All right, very good. That's right. You're operating a new radio and new antenna, I do believe. I got you full strength there. Good audio. Tell us what you got there, Pierre.
Just the ICOM 9700, something to play with. And yeah, I thought I'd upgrade things around here. I was getting tired of those Chinese radios.
Oh, that's fabulous. Well, I'm sure you're happy as heck. I am happy for you. What's the antenna?
The GP98 tri-bander. You still looking for a dual bander?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I am.
Well, I have one here for sale. I don't know if you got my phone number or not.
Yeah, I'm sure I could get it there, no problem, and we can talk that way. All right, very good. Well, thanks for letting me know and checking in there tonight, Pierre. We don't hear you too often over here, so yeah, you're just pounding in here.
Yeah, I never had a 2-meter antenna that was any good to be running. And every time I did,
Yeah.
radios would get hot. It just wasn't funny. So, yeah, that
Gotcha.
seems to be working for me, so that's a good thing. All right, I'll let you carry along, and I won't tie it up. I'm sure there's plenty behind me. VE3 BMO.
All right, Pierre, very good. Well, thanks for checking in, my friend. Do appreciate it. And so let's go to Chris, I believe, VA3 Charlie Kilo Zulu. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct, Chuck. I'm just checking. My screen says I'm on mute here. Can you hear me all right?
Absolutely. You're coming through the radio just fine. You are also full strength at my location and good audio there, Chris. So I don't know why it's telling you you're on mute.
Oh, we are getting through okay. So, all right, I just wanted to check in. Say hi. Haven't been on for a while, so all's good here. I hope everything's good there, and appreciate you taking the time to do this. VA3 CKZ out and clear. Thanks, Chuck.
Okay, Chris. Yes, it has been a while. I'm glad everything is okay with you and your equipment is working just fine. Thanks again for checking in and listen along. It should get interesting. So we'll clear with VA3 CKZ and say hello to Wade. VA3 November Charlie Alpha. Come on in, Wade.
VA3 CJZ, VA3 MCA. Yeah, good evening, Chuck, and thanks for running it again. I am doing a bit of a test here. I am on a little mini hand mic that I made up out of a kit. It's meant for my little portable radio, but pin out's the exact same for ICOM, so I thought I'd give it a whirl. I'll go back to the YouTube video to listen along, but hopefully this is coming through loud and clear. Other than that, it's been a slow radio day. It's been a long work week so far, but Wednesdays are a good way to handle a Wednesday is to check in with you here on AREG.
All right, absolutely. Guess what there, Wade? I went ahead and pulled the trigger on the UVK5 parenthesis 8. And 3 weeks time it should get here. So tell me, have you had a chance to play around with that and check it out?
Yeah, I've been playing with it a little bit. I am trying to get it to work as an APRS digipeater with a little Raspberry Pi. Not a lot of success with that yet. But I'll tell you, it's a fun little thing to. It's worth every dollar of the 30 that it costs to just for experimentation. As I understand it, it's not the best radio, but it's $30. It certainly is a lot of fun to play around with. What I did earlier today was I unlocked the 1.25 meter or the 220 band on it. It's not technically a 220 radio, so I only expect to try and listen. Trying to pick up Chris's net there on the 2 meter, on the 1.25 meter side, but I think I got to get outside to get better vantage and pick something up. It wasn't a successful test, but it was a lot of fun to play with it. So yeah, I think you'll find it'll be a lot of fun to play around with. As I understand, it's decently clean on the bands it's meant to be on, and horrible on all the other ones that you can mod it to be on. So from that perspective, I would say listening only, but for 2 meter, 70 centimeter experimentation, looks like a lot of fun for $30.
Yeah, it sure does. I've been playing around with the radios I have. I got, of course, the UV5R, but I got it before they mandated to close off out of band sections for transmit. So mine was already wide open that way. And so I also unlocked through Chirp, actually. And I also have another Bofang. It's a BF Tech, actually. The BF-F8RT. F8RT. Here it is right here. You might be able to see it there. And it's got a nice little telescoping antenna. You can pull it out, of course, for 70 centimeters and such. And I went through, I found a guy said he was using Chirp Next. And so I was using the legacy software for Chirp, and it was god awful slow. And then I went and installed Chirp Next, and it's quick as a bunny. And I was able to open up the band on 2 meter and 70 centimeter on both my radios through Chirp there. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, this the UVK5. I think you'll find also requires the Chirp Next as well. The legacy Chirp doesn't support the UVK5, but Chirp Next does. So you're already set for that. And the thing about the UVK5 is that it's right a function. You boot it with holding down the open the squelch and the PTT, and you turn it on. And you get the special menu that allows you to do all the things like open up the radio. So they don't hide it very hard. But and then beyond that, there's a whole level of other experimentation where you can flash custom firmwares that do all sorts of things, like allow you to widen up the receive all the way to 17 meters. So you might need a different antenna for that, obviously. But a lot of flexibility in that little radio. And a lot of people are actively working on it. What I did find, something to look at when you get it, if you look for a package called Quansheng Dock, so just like its name, but then Dock, it's a remote access tool. So you get a little display up on your computer screen, and you can click the buttons and set the settings remotely on the little handheld with the programming cable. And what's nice about that is that it also lets you program the channels that way. So features, but the most often used ones are right there on the computer screen live to adjust what channels you want to. It's pretty convenient. It's pretty neat. As I say, I can't remember the last time I had as much of an interesting time for only $30. So enjoy it when it shows up.
Yes, absolutely. And so, it's not as quick as Amazon, but you save a whole whack of money going through that other website. Okay, Wade, listen, one last thing. Do you have any announcements? I think it's Support Your Park weekend, but do you have anything else you'd like to put out there?
Yeah, good point. So this weekend is Support Your Parks Winter Weekend, or Winter Support Your Parks Weekend. So from Friday night at 7 p.m. now, Zulu time for the weekend, until Sunday evening. when the weekend ends according to Zulu time. Make at least one contact as a hunter, and you'll get the Winter Support Your Parks weekend award. And if you get out and activate a normal activation, so 10 contacts at a park, you get the Activator award. So a couple of awards up for a fun weekend of POTA, if that's something you like to do. So it's going to be a cold one. I hope to get out. I plan to get out maybe Saturday morning. Maybe that's when I'll be able to squeak it out. But that's something to look forward to. I had another question. It escapes me now, so maybe I'll save it for the next round. You've quite a list here, so I don't want to hold it up too much. I'll send it back to you. I'll try and remember what it was I was trying to think of. Thanks for doing it, Chuck. Back to you.
Okay, very good, Wade. Will do. Thanks for checking in, my friend. And next, let's go to my neighbor, Victor Alpha 3, November Echo.
Hey, good evening, Chuck, and everyone that could hear me. I'm just on the portable on the couch watching TV. Thought I'd give you a check-in. I'll be listening along. Back to you.
All right, Kevin, my neighbor on the portable. You're sounding great over here, Kevin. I don't know. Mind you, we're what, 200 and something feet apart from one another? But very good. Thanks for checking in. Anything new and exciting? Hey, did you ever end up helping Marty from the NCF repeater there? He's got a 705 that's locked or muted or something. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, I heard. Actually, yeah. Who was it that told me? Rick told me on the net, and I think Mac told me for Monday night. But I think I was supposed to call Rick and get his Marty's number or something. But no, I have my 705. It works all good. I haven't had it locked up or muted on me. I know there's a button on there where you can hit lock. I don't know if he's done that or not.
Yeah, it would be simple as that, eh? Just push the lock button, and hopefully it allows you to transmit. All right, well that sounds simple enough there, Kevin. I thought there was a special menu to go in and unlock it from inside there, but yeah, if I hear him there, I'll pass that along to him. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. I'll be listening along.
All right, very good. POTA on. All right, next let's go to Victor Alpha 3, Bravo Tango. I believe that's Al. Come on in, Al.
Hey, good evening there, Chuck and everybody on frequency there. Yeah, I know I haven't been checking in here in a while, but I'm off this week, so I thought, you know what, let's dedicate some time into Chuck's Net. But anyways, nothing to report on my end here. Just been busy at home painting and stuff. Got a lot of painting done anyways, so, and it's too cold out there to do anything. But anyways, just so you know, KCI's been trying to get in there. I think he's called in once or twice. But anyways, nothing else to report on my end, just a bean for the pot there, Chuck. Back over to you, VA3BT.
Okay, Al. Well, you're sounding nice and loud and full strength over here, my friend. So everybody's sounding really good tonight there. So good job with that, and congratulations on your new call sign. And now when we're doing POTA, you can give the local guys the extra call sign. Anyways, hope everything's going good with you there, Al. Thanks for checking in, my friend.
Yeah, no, everything's good. It's all good on my end here. Just been busy with work. It's actually slowed down a bit now. So it looks like we're going to have a couple of slow winter months, which is, I don't mind. The last couple of jobs I've started, it's been out in the wintertime doing foundations, which is not fun. But I got that new call there, so I'll probably use that more on the UHF VHF end of it. Just keep working the VE3APT on the other band, the HF. But anyways, back over to you. We'll let you roll with the net. You might be, looks like you might get a lot of check-ins in there this evening. Back over to you.
All right, very good. Yeah. Okay, very good, Al. Well, thanks again for checking in, my friend. And so we'll clear with you. And I would like to acknowledge our YouTubers that have checked in. We've got Wade also checking in on YouTube, VA3NCA. And we have Bill checking in with us. Good evening, Bill, VE3IUK. And then we have Wayne B from Mississauga, Victor Alpha 3, Fox Mike Bravo. Good evening, Wayne. And who else? We got Mark, Steve's friend, NFG. Good evening, Mark. Can't wait for you to get a call sign so I can put down your call in the log. It won't accept Mark. But anyways, thanks for checking in and listening. And I'd also like to say hello to VE3KKP checking in via YouTube. Thank you all, gentlemen. I do appreciate it. And so, with that, let's do another call out and see who else would like to check in with us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ.
VE3JC Mobile.
Yankee.
Go 3, Romeo Whiskey Juliet.
V3GBD. Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey and a relay for VE3KCI.
Okay, very good. Mac, we will add Art at the end there. So with that last list, we've got, I think, ZJC Portable or Mobile checked in. And he doubled, I think, with Debbie, VA3OYL, and then RWJ, GBD, IMW, and KCI. Anyone else? All right, we'll start with that. Let's say hello to Jason out in his Batmobile VE3 Zulu Juliet Charlie. Come on in.
Good evening, Chuck, and everybody else on net. First time had an opportunity to turn the radio on in the month of January. Unfortunately, just life's a little crazy, but picked you up on the highway out there by way of Beamsville, so you are getting quite far out there. Nothing else for me, sir. Just being for the pot, as they say. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Beamsville, sounding good there, Jason. You're full strength as well. I think Art will be the only guy missing out on coming in at all. But good job there, Jason. And yeah, no worries, my friend. Sometimes you just don't feel like turning it on. Sometimes you're too busy. And so it's quite understandable. And I do appreciate you checking in tonight with us. So I don't know how long you're going to listen along, but thank you very much. And we'll talk to you again soon. And next, let's go to VA3OYL. Debbie.
Good evening, Chuck, and all on net. I've been sticking indoors for the last while. It's been a long few days. Our cat took a turn for the worse, so tomorrow he's going off to Rainbow Bridge. So I'm trying to spend as much time as I can with him and make him as comfortable as possible for tonight.
That's so sad, you know. I have an Instagram account, and I often see a lot of videos about pets, and the ones that make me sad, I just scroll by because they show some of those last moment videos, and I'm sorry, that's not for me. I've already had to do it once, and that was so hard. I'm still not over it, but I wish you well, Deb, and it's better than to keep them suffering, they say, right?
Oh, for sure. I know it's the right decision. I just wish I could have got into the vet like yesterday or today, but it is what it is, and we can only do what we can do. So, other than that, not much going on. I'm on the indoor antenna tonight, so my signal might be a little different. I lowered my antenna when we had the high winds, Friday, Saturday. And then it got cold, and my mast is frozen, so I can't raise it up again.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It reminds me of when I had an IMAX uh, 2000 there, but I had a 102-inch whip on the very top, and we had an ice storm, and it froze. It looked like a fishing pole with a fish on. It was bent like that until, until the ice melted off of it. So it did come back straight, but I had never seen that before. But anyways, yeah, no, you're coming in good, Debbie. Full strength. I can tell there's a little bit of a slight sound that it's not as punchy if it was an outdoor antenna, but nonetheless, full strength. So good job. Well, thanks for checking in, Deb. And my thoughts are with you and your kitty and everyone else going through that. Okay. Anything else before I move along there, Deb?
No, nothing else. I'll be listening along.
All right. Sounds good. So we'll clear with Debbie. And we'll get back to you in a bit there, Deb. And let's say hello to Chris, VE3RWJ. Come on in, Chris. Sorry, I was too late getting into your net.
That's all right, Chuck. No problem. And thanks for doing this, Net. I'm following along on YouTube. Always enjoy it. Not sure what Deb's running for an indoor antenna there, but she's about the same signal strength as you are, so it's really working. Strongest signal tonight, though, so far is Al, APT. Sorry, I haven't got your new call in my in my memory bank yet, but booming in here. Deb, sorry about your cat. I've had a cat around my whole life, many cats over the years, and they're part of the family. Anyway, thanks, Chuck. Just getting everything set up for the VHF contest this weekend, so no doubt I'll run into you on the bands then. VA3CJZ, V3RWJ.
Absolutely. It's on, or it will be. This weekend, I plan on participating unless something uh, um, keeps me from doing that. And so I do appreciate your check in. And yeah, you're sounding really good, Chris. You're full strength as well. And so maybe these cold conditions are helping out. But yeah, everyone's doing a great job tonight. So thanks for listening along. For those of you just tuning in there, we do stream the net on YouTube. Just put in my call VA3CJZ in the YouTube search, and you can find us under the live button or the title AREG Week 1583. And so we'll clear with Chris, unless you have anything else, any announcements, Chris?
Nope, nothing else from here. And I think this weather helps 70 centimeters at least. Things are stronger over on that band when it's really cold out. So not sure why, but I've noticed it a couple of years in a row now.
Ah, okay. Very interesting. Okay, well, we'll take it. We'll take it when we, as we get it. So, thanks again, Chris. And so let's move down to George, VE3GBD. Come on in, George. How's things going?
Things are going good, Chuck. Deb sounded fantastic over here. She was, quite loud. The other fellow there I just heard, he's quite loud. So yeah, not much to report, just rounding up the garbage. Other than that, not much to report, Chuck.
Oh, okay. So how's that house cleaning up situation going? You guys will be done in time? Still got, what is it? It's only the 17th.
There's, buddy, yeah, there's a lot. I mean, I'm hoping we get it finished. Like I said, I got a garage full. I'm still clearing out my truck, but yeah, everything's going good. Hopefully, by the end of the month, everything's good.
Oh yeah, we had to do something similar. The wife and I there with her father's house, and I just ended up renting one of those bins and filled that up with what we couldn't keep, and it was well worth it. As opposed to doing 2 dozen trips to the dump with pickup trucks and that. Um, especially when you got a lot, it's worth considering.
Oh yeah, we're probably gonna end up renting a U-Haul for the rest of the stuff that we can't get rid of. Yeah, it was just too quick, so we can't get rid of all this stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. Well, George, I wish you luck with that. And let's see now. Um, okay, we'll get back to you in a little bit there, my friend. You gather up your your garbage. I have to do the same over here. And tonight I did not put it out before the net. I'm gonna wait till later. I still have a pot of coffee with coffee grinds that I need to throw out because that's what my fresh pot of coffee is sitting under. All right, there, George. We'll get back to you in a bit. Thank you very much for checking in. So let's clear with George and say hello to Mac, VA3IMW. Do you want to go first or bring in Art?
Well, let's not make Art wait too long. I feel for the poor guy. He's only here in the half of the world right now. VE3KCI, VA3IMW. Good evening, Art. Are you still with us?
Yeah, I can.
You sure is. Okay, very good, sir. Tell us what you've been up to over the last week and how things are going with your 2 favorite radios today.
No, absolutely nothing. Hmm.
All right, QSL. So, yeah, there's a lot of people that have been staying indoors, trying to avoid the cold temperatures. I remember speaking to a fellow coworker yesterday, and I told her, I said, you cannot afford to just hunker down and avoid regular life just because things are cold or snowy. And I said, February's coming, and that's why February is the highest rate of suicide because people get stir crazy because they've been holed up in hiding from the winter weather and all the rest of that stuff. So you have to make an extra effort to get out there and do things that you would normally do in normal weather conditions. So, all right, well, yep. So you've been staying inside and avoiding the cold, but hey, the No Frills is right across the street. Yeah, so you can always count on having something not too far away. Okay, and how's things progressing with your 2 favorite ICOM radios? Yeah, I've heard Rick mention that looking for volunteers to go up and see you, and yeah, I think over the Christmas holidays, there's been so many people that have had little sickness things that have popped up, and I know I for one, and there's a few others of us hams where one or the other of the spouse has gotten sick, and we didn't want to take the chance on spreading things to other folks. So I guess we just have to hold tight and wait for people to get over the questionable health conditions. We want to make sure that we're not spreading anything to other folks, and we'll see what time and tide brings to us. Anyways, are you going to stick around and listen to the net for a while, or are you going to head off to bed real soon? Well, that's right. We can't get sick by talking on the airwaves, especially on this band, because we're always 2 meters apart, Roger. There you go. Your sense of humor is impeccable. Anyways, I hope I conveyed at least part of your message across. And let's turn it back to Chuck and see if there's a possibility that he copied anything from you tonight. VA3CJZ, VA3IMW.
VA3 IMW, VA3CJZ. And yeah, unfortunately, I did not copy Art whatsoever tonight. I might have heard him crackling through at one point, but this week, very poor conditions between us. And so I'm sorry to hear, he hasn't been able to get those HF radios going. But like you said there, Mac, a lot of people have been sick over the holidays, and Rick hasn't been able to get mobile himself. And so I guess he'll just have to be a little bit more patient. And, apparently starting next Monday, we're going to be floating around the 0 + 1 + 2 mark. So for the week. So that's looking good. And hopefully someone will be able to get up there and help Art out. And so I wish him well, and thanks. Please say thanks for checking in.
All right, QSL. Well, tonight Chuck's not able to copy anything other than the odd crackle, hiss, or sputter once in a while. But we'll keep you in touch with everybody, and if you come along to a point where it's time to wander off to bed, just give us a quick break, and I'll make sure that everybody else knows that you're saying goodnight. So say thank you very much for checking in from me and from Chuck and everybody on net, and we'll carry on for now. And now that I've taken up all this time, maybe it's my turn. I don't guess. Anyways, thanks, Art. QSL. Yeah, Chuck has been having some radio things going on, so we'll support that as well. And he's got a couple of things that need to be repaired or replaced. You know, it's part of the amateur radio hobby, they call it, but it's a habit. It's an addiction. Okay, Art, thanks for checking in. I'll turn it back to Chuck for a quick shout out, just to see if we haven't held this up too long, see if there's anybody else in the wings that is wanting to get in the list, and maybe you can come back to me.
All right, Mac, sounds good. And so we'll do another call out and see if anyone else is out there would like to check in with us on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group net. This is VA3 CJZ, looking for anyone, anywhere.
VA3 NFG.
There he is, VA3 NFG. All right, got you in the log there, Steve. Mark has checked in with us on YouTube. So I said hello to Mark already and mentioned your name as well. So thanks for checking in. Just stand by, and we'll get back to you after we chat with Mac. Mac, why don't you let us know what's going on, what's new, what's exciting?
Well, I guess the excitement is Support Your Parks weekend. I think Wade's already mentioned it. But you make one contact with an activator, that's a Support Your Parks award for you. Or if you have the chutzpah, get out there and activate a park yourself. That's an Activator Support Your Parks Weekend award. So that's running from 0 Zulu Saturday. Is that 7 or 8 p.m. now? I forget. Anyways, so Friday evening through till Sunday evening. Sunday 23:59 Zulu. So 48 hours to make a contact, either hunting or 48 hours to get out there and activate a park, and you can get 2 awards this weekend. Other than that, Pierre sounded really super duper. I think he was running 100 watts on 2 meters, because that's exactly what the 70 or the 9700 does. As far as Deb's signal, really good signal from her indoor antenna. She was 30 over S9 to me, and I'm certainly glad that the ham community has adapted to making station improvements and setting up flexible strategies just in case of antenna difficulties, right? It's just like me on the weekend. I had to strip down my 80 meter long wire and string up what is usually my POTA long wire for 40 meters and 20 meters. So I threw it up there really quickly, as quick as you can activate a park. It was cold. It was damn cold, but I managed to get that shorter wire strung up with the 49-to-1 balun, and it keeps me on the air 40 meters up through 10. Anyways, yeah, we have to be flexible, and you deal with what Mother Nature throws at you. So if something breaks, freezes, or twists or bends, you have another option to stay on the air. I'll let you go ahead, and I think I've taken enough of your time. Everybody has turned me off already because I've been talking too much. So I'll let you go ahead and pick up Steve, and I'll catch you on the next round. Vector Alpha 3, India, Mike Whiskey, on this day.
Yes, that's coming up. Coming up soon. And yeah, that was a mouthful there, Mac. That I didn't realize the power that the 9700 does. So well, he was punching in pretty good over here, I'll tell you. And like Arpad says, don't wait until your warranty is up to turn your radio up. If it can't handle it, the first year is when you'll find out. So don't wait till the warranty is up and then start cranking the power and find out that it fails. So that's very good advice. And with that, Mac, we'll let you take a breath, maybe a little jog to the white god upstairs, and we'll get back to you. Anything else?
Good to go for now, and I'm going to make sure I keep my hot chocolate cup full.
Oh, yeah, the hot chocolate, yeah. All right, well, thanks. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up there. There was some damage with some operators' antennas, yours. I think PDL had an issue, and someone else. I'm not sure if it was Pierre. Pierre, was that you? I guess not. Okay, he must have stepped away. That's fine. All right, well, let's find out if Steve had any problems with the high winds that we had there last week. So let's bring him in. VA3 NFG. Come on in.
Good evening, Chuck, and to everybody on net there listening, either on your radio or on YouTube. Winds today, no problems here. Actually, I haven't even noticed. I haven't even looked. As far as my radio is receiving, all that looks to be correct, as far as I know. But other than that, everything's just tickety-boo there, Chuck. I'm just doing a little bit of work on the computer here, sending out an email that I'm working on, and that's about it, Chuck. You're sounding good. S9 plus plus on the old 857. So that equates to plus 60, no doubt. Anyway, back to you, Chuck. Thanks for doing it, and we'll be listening in. This is Victor Alpha 3, November Foxtrot Golf. Back to net.
Okay, Steve, you're also doing the same over here, of course, from your perch on the edge of the escarpment. Great job there, Steve. Sounding good. And last week it was quite windy, and a couple of guys had some issues with their antennas. So it's been quiet lately, though. The only issue I had was problem tuning up on 40 meters that first night that the snow came down, and it was sticking to everything. And so it created a bridge across my my apex, and threw the match off. And several other people were mentioning the same problem. But that resolved itself. The very next day, everything was fine. Okay, thanks for checking in, Steve. Do appreciate it, sir. And we'll see who else is out there would like to check in for the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Net, I am the net controller. My name is Chuck, and my call is VA3CJZ, and we're looking for check-ins. Anyone, anywhere?
VA3 Bravo Kilowatt.
Foxtrot.
Whoops. Okay, I heard VE3 Bravo Kilowatt, and I think I heard Vern in there. If you don't mind, Rick, I think Vern is outside Portable. Come on in, Vern. What's the call again?
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Fox. Hope you can copy me, Chuck. But not a bad evening, fairly clear, can see the stars. Good copy on you and on Steve and on Mac.
Oh, very good there, Vern. Yeah, you're coming in good now. S9 over here by the Center Mall. That's great. And I am reading -8 out on my front porch. And what is it in your neck of the woods?
When I stepped out, the thermometer outside said it was -1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's always within 1 or 2 degrees there in the general area. Okay, Vern, well, thanks for taking the time out to check in with us. I guess nothing keeps you down. You're just like the mailman. You go out in any weather.
Although the battery pack doesn't like the cold, I brought a spare, but I won't look forward to taking the plug off the switch. But I will be listening along.
Oh, okay, very good, Vern. Thanks for checking in, my friend. Again, good signal this way. I'm glad everything's working well for you. And so we'll clear with VA3 CRF and say hello to Rick of VE3 Bravo Kilowatt. Rick, come on in. And by the way, Art is in the wings.
Oh, very good, Chuck. Yeah, it was okay for Vern to go. I had no problem. I just woke up again there after supper, you know what I mean? Anyway, so Art, are you out there? V3KCI, are you still in the wings? Oh, wow, you're coming in good here. No problems, Chuck. You being able to hear you tonight? hearing them okay, Chuck?
That's negative. I keep getting the carriers, but there's no audio.
Oh, okay. Well, Chuck was coming in here good. Chuck, yeah, or Art, come back and see what kind of signal you got. Oh yeah, you're supposed to scout my radio. Okay, well, anyway, that's too bad. Didn't have the thing on for you for Chuck. Anyway, you were talking about snow and stuff, Chuck. I don't know. I just got here, so I didn't really realize what's going on here. So I'm just checking in and saying hello to our Art there. So that's about it. And I got my log from Monday night. Oh, Monday night, what happened to you, Chuck? The radio didn't work?
Yeah, no, it was giving me problems again.
Oh, yeah. Good. You still here on it? Because we kept saying we're looking for Chuck and didn't hear you, so I figured your radio was acting up.
Yeah, and I was those gentlemen that were bitching and moaning about you being on the frequency there. I caught that, and that kind of depressed me a little bit because that's not right. But anyways, yeah. And then I had to do something. I kind of left and came back, and I think I turned down the volume. So, but anyways, yeah, Rick, we were just talking about some of the operators that had some antenna damage from the high winds last week. I myself just had an issue with my G5 RV with the snow that piled on top of it. It threw my SWR out of whack, and my tuner didn't like it at all. And so it was short lived, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, from previous winds, I had my 160 came down, still not back up, but when we did that test, I couldn't believe it. I could still hear you guys, and since then I've reoriented the piece of wire that came down around the fence, and it's resonant below the band on 40 meters, which it's a 160 antenna, so that's how much wire is still left out there. But anyway, it's working, and I think some of the guys up north, they got a lot of snow, and there was a guy that was supposed to come here and pick up the one beam that we're selling from the contest site. He was supposed to be here Sunday, and he phoned up and said the snow drifts were so bad there, and this is halfway between London and Hamilton. He said the snow drifts were so bad, and the snow was coming down so good that he decided that was not the time to drive in. So he said, we'll try again next weekend. So that's what we'll have to settle on. But it's too bad if anybody had antennas come down. And I had a whole tower and everything come down once with an ice storm. And that was quite a few years ago. But so that temperature around 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 Celsius, that is dangerous time if it's raining. So that's all I got to say about that subject. And anyway, good to hear you in there, Chuck. Thanks for doing the net. And hello to everybody on frequency. And I'll be listening along and waiting for that time and day, or that day in history. So you always do a good job on that, Chuck. V3 or VA3 CJZ, V3 BK.
Okay, very good, Rick. Well, thank you for that and for your check-in tonight. Hope you enjoy the rest of the net. And so just a reminder again, those of you who can't hear everyone else on the radio because this is Simplex, you may want to go to the YouTube stream and put in my call, VA3CJZ, and look for us there online tonight live or under the title AREG Week 1583. And so you can hear what I hear. and you can move the slider back and forth. There is a clock on the stream. You can move the slider back and forth to wherever you want to during the net. And so, with that, let's see if there's anybody else that'd like to check in with us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Please come now.
VA3 CJW.
VA3 CJW. Chris, come on in.
Yeah, good evening, Chuck, and to everybody else on frequency. No traffic tonight at this point. Just wanted to check in, say hello, and let you know that I'll be sitting here and listening through the rest of the net.
Okay, Chris. Well, good evening, and thanks for checking in with us. You're doing a fabulous job from North Burlington. I've got you at about 20, 25 over. So conditions are pretty good overall. And so anything new and exciting?
No, not really. Started working this week with the Burlington Club that I'm a member of, studying to get my advanced license. So big challenge ahead of me in the coming weeks to study and to do that, but looking forward to it. And yeah, other than that, I noticed last week and again this week that the conditions seem to be a lot better with this poorer weather because I'm hearing a lot more of the guys on frequency rather than having to just pick them up off of the YouTube channel. When I come across somebody I can't hear, I turn on the YouTube stream and I can hear them that way. But I've been able to hear a lot more of the guys and gals on frequency than I was the previous week.
Okay, yeah. The one thing I've noticed, especially tonight, though, it sounds like certain weaker stations bring in harmonics from someone else transmitting on the harmonics. So it's a little bit weird, but overall, yeah, the signals seem to be higher this week than normally. So yeah, with the really cold, crisp temperatures, radio waves seem to like it. Okay, Chris. Well, thanks for checking in and joining us, and should be a fun second hour of the net coming up shortly. And so we'll clear with you and see if there's anyone else out there that would like to check in with us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Please come now.
Victor Echo 3, November Whiskey, RPOD.
Victor Echo 3, November Whiskey. I think you said Victor Alpha, didn't you?
No, I said Victor Echo, November Whiskey. Echo.
All right. Well, nonetheless, let's bring in VE3NW, the Winnebago man. So when you taking off there, Arpad?
Oh, I don't know. I got a few more things to do, then hopefully soon. Yep. It's very cold in here.
Yes, I overheard you talking about having the heater on, and it was still only 16 or 17 degrees inside the motorhome. Yes, it's about 2 degrees cooler in my basement right here at the shack than it is up on the main floor. Mind you, I do have the furnace very close to me, so when it comes on, it's nice and warm, but after it shuts down, it drops in temp quick there when it's this cold. But we have a space heater in case it gets too chilly, and I turn it on occasionally to warm up the legs there.
Yeah, if you guys thinking to buy a space heater, at Canadian Tire, they sell those, the one with the oil in it. It looks like a radiator, and basically the heating element is heating up the oil. I find those much better than the one with the fan.
Yeah, I've checked those out before. They seem like something interesting. I wouldn't mind testing that out. Mind you, I've got like two plug-in space heaters. One is really, I've had it for about 20 years. Works great. I think I got rid of the other one. I'm not sure. But yeah, they come in handy. It's not something I use very often, but when it dips down there, it comes in handy.
Yeah, okay, Chuck. I just turned on the radio. I'm on the base station right now, and I'm going to go downstairs to eat something. So I'm going to use the handheld. So I will be monitoring on the side.
Okay, Arpad. Well, I'll let you get something to eat there, and yeah, listen along. Your check-in number 20 tonight, and of course, your full strength, great audio over here by the Center Mall. And so, thanks again, Arpad. We'll talk to you again soon. Um, Anything else before we carry on?
Yeah, right now I'm using the ICOM 9100, and I'm doing 100 watt. Yep, and I think that would be full power. And the 100 watt is drawing almost, I would say, about 28 amp.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. It's doing the job, that's for sure. And Pierre checked in earlier, first time with his new radio, new antenna, and all that there. Just uh, he was full strength as well.
Yeah, I'm very sure of it. He has a big radio. All right, Chuck. Good to hear you, and thank you very much to running the net. And I will be monitoring on a handy walkie-talkie.
Okay, very good, Arpad. Thank you again. And so we'll clear with VE3 November Whiskey. Anyone else out there would like to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group? This is VA3 CJZ.
I'll be number 21, Victor Echo 3, Lima, Bravo, India. It is 2 minutes after 9, Chuck.
Oh, yeah. There we go. It was your time. So, yeah, you're number 21. Oh, I wish I was 21 again.
Nah, not anymore. Too much fun when you get older.
Yeah, maybe for a day.
Yeah, right. Anyway, so you're probably going to carry on to your on this day or whatever. So I'll take a standby here. I just wanted to check in, let you know I was here. All right, nothing really to report. Oh, it's cold. Probably everybody said that anyway. So hopefully we get a break on Sunday. The temperature's supposed to go back up.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, apparently next week we're going to float around the freezing mark or just above for next week, starting Monday. So looking forward to that. Okay, Larry, thank you again for checking in. And so we'll clear with you for now and get back to you in a little bit. So let me go through the the contests on the contestcalendar.com webpage. And we'll start with the Hungarian DX contest. I don't know if Arpad is listening there, but that's this weekend. And it's for sideband and CW. And the bands are 10, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. So the Hungarian DX contest is this weekend once again, and it starts at 1200 Zulu, January 20th. To 11:59 Zulu, January 21st. And next, we have the Pro Digi. If you're into RTTY, that covers 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, and 80. And next, we've got the RSGB AFS contest for sideband, and that's only for 4 hours, from 1300 Zulu to 1700 Zulu, January 20th. Next, we've got the North American QSO Party, and that's for sideband only, 10 meters all the way through to 160. So that's 10, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. Something for everyone. What do we have next? Oh, next, another sideband contest. We've gone so many weeks with mostly CW contests. It's nice to see a bunch of sidebands. So that tells me that this weekend is going to be busy on the airwaves. So trying to get some POTAs in there might be challenging. So the next one we have, let me drop. The next one we have is the North America Collegiate Championship, and that's for sideband, 10 meters through to 160 again. And that's 1800 Zulu, January 20th to 0559 Zulu. That's, well, you might as well say 60600 Zulu, January 21st. What else we got? Oh, here we have the ARRL January VHF contest. A lot of people are looking forward to that. And that's for any mode. And the bands is 50 megahertz and up. So there you go. And that starts at 1900 Zulu, January 20th, and ends at 0359 Zulu, January 22nd. So I think that about covers. Oh, there's a Feldhell mode sprint for 40 meters, 80 and 160. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There are some other CW contests. If you want any more information, please go to your favorite website and type up contestcalendar.com. Before we start on this day, do we have anyone else out there waiting in the wings that would like to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group?
Recheck the E3LBI.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Larry.
Don't forget this weekend is Support Your Parks weekend.
That's right. It was mentioned twice already this evening. So, yes, I'm sure everyone's aware. Support your parks. You need one contact with a POTA as a hunter or an activator, and you get well. If you're an activator, obviously you need 10, but as a hunter, you just need to make one contact, and you can get your Support Your Parks certification for the winter portion. Thank you for that, Larry. Do you have anything else? Any other announcements you'd like to make, Larry?
Nope, nothing else. I didn't know you had before. Like I just got in, so that's good. So people are interested in POTA, they can pick it up, and actually they can do it before we start the net on Friday night because it starts at 7 o'clock, which is 000 UTC time.
That's right. Mac was wondering if it was 7 or 8. So, in fact, it is at 7 p.m. our time. That equals 0 Zulu time. Okay. Well, thank you, Larry. And so, anyone else out there waiting in the wings who would like to check in, please come now. All right. So, of course, I forgot to bring up the document that I wanted to start with. We're going to do on this day, but I have a special. There it is. I have another document here that I researched, and it's called History and Fun Facts of Amateur Radio. So I know there are some, excuse me, newer amateur operators listening or that are with us, and so that this benefits everyone. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's a bit of history and some trivia in there as well. So we'll start with the history, and here we go. Amateur radio came into being after radio waves proved to exist by a gentleman called Heinrich Rudolf Hertz in 1888. Were adapted into a communication system in the 1890s by the Italian inventor Guglielmo Marconi. Now, Hertz helped start this amateur radio, as well as Guglielmo Marconi. In the late 19th century, there had been amateur wired telegraphers setting up their own interconnected telegraphic system. Now, that's using Morse code, but without tones. They were clicks mostly in the beginning. And so in the United States, the first commercially produced wireless telegraphy transmitter receiver systems became available to the experimenters and amateurs in 1905. In 1908, students at Columbia University formed the Wireless Telegraph Club of Columbia University, now called the Columbia University Amateur Radio Club. This is the earliest recorded formation of an amateur radio club, collegiate or otherwise. That's in 1908. In 1910, the Amateurs of Australia formed, now called the Wireless Institute of Australia. By 1917, into World War I, it put a stop to amateur radio. In the United States, Congress ordered all amateur radio operators to cease operation and even dismantle their equipment. These restrictions were lifted after World War I ended, and the amateur radio service restarted on October 1st, 1919. Then in 1921, a challenge was issued by American hams to their counterparts in the United Kingdom to receive radio contacts from across the Atlantic. Soon, many American stations were beginning to be heard in the UK, shortly followed by UK amateurs being heard in the US in December 1922. Mind you, this was only one-way communication at this point. They were just being heard, and that was it. So by November 27th, 1923, marked the first transatlantic two-way contact between American amateur Fred Schnell and French amateur Leon Deloy. Shortly after, the first two-way contact between the UK and USA was in December 1923 between London and West Hartford, Connecticut. Then again, during World War II, as it had done during the First World War, the United States Congress suspended all amateur radio operations. After the war, the amateur radio service began operating again, with many hams converting war surplus radios, such as the ARC-5, to amateur use. Here's a little bit of trivia. What is the origin of 7.3 on ham radio, you ask? Well, 7.3 is an old telegraph code that means best regards. So when they were sending telegraph messages, instead of typing out best regards, they chose to use 7.3, as well as 88, which means hugs and kisses, as part of the language of ham radio. When was ham radio popular, you may ask? Ham radio, for which FCC licensed individuals and here in Canada, Innovations, Science and Development, licensed individuals are granted a portion of the airwaves to operate amateur, non-commercial radio that exploded in popularity in the mid-20th century. During its heyday in the 1950s, it was predominantly a hobby for middle-class men based in suburban homes. Why do they call it ham radio, you may wonder? The word ham, as applied to the 1908 was the station call for the first amateur wireless station, operated by some amateurs of the Harvard Radio Club. They were Albert S. Hyman, Bob Almy, and Poogie Murray. At first, they called their station Hyman Almy Murray. So HAM became ham because of those names. Hyman Almy Murray. So there you go. So what does a 5 and 9 mean in ham radio? For example, a signal 5.9 means the phone signal is readability 5 and strength 9. A perfectly readable and extremely strong signal. And what does CQ stand for in ham radio? It's a general call. A CQ is simply a general call to no one in particular, and it's the traditional way of seeking random contacts. Before calling CQ, it's important to find a frequency that is not occupied by any other station. What does QSL mean in ham radio? It means I confirm receipt of your transmission. The term QSL comes from the International Q Code and means I confirm receipt of your transmission. A QSL card is therefore a written confirmation. The sending of a QSL card dates back to the 1920s when AM radio broadcasts were still a novelty and stations wanted to know how far away they were being received. What does QTH mean on ham radio? Well, it means what is your location, or my location is. For example, QTH stands for my location is blank. So when I send QTH Ann Arbor MI, that's I think through CW here, I am telling the other operator that I am located in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And so that concludes a little bit of the history and trivia about amateur radio. I hope you enjoyed that. Do we have any questions or comments or anyone else who would like to check in with us on this week's AREG? Please come now.
Excellent stuff, Chuck. V3VK.
All right, very good. Thanks, Rick. Yeah, I was thinking maybe to switch things up a little bit here, and thought I'd throw that in there. So it was a lot of fun researching that. Anyone else out there, before I continue on with On This Day birthdays, please come now. All right, we're going to kick off the official On This Day 151. That's how many weeks I've been doing this. So we'll start with famous birthdays on January 17th. The first fellow I've got is Benjamin Franklin, born today in 1706. Passed away in 1790 at the age of around 84. Benjamin Franklin is a United States founding father, inventor, ambassador, and writer, born in Boston, Massachusetts. Next, we've got a birthday on this day is James Madison Randolph. On this day, he was born in 1806, and he's an American president. He's American President Jefferson's grandson and the first person to be born in the White House. That's in 1806. Of course, that's in Washington, D.C. This gentleman died at a very young age. He died in 1834. That would make him around 28. Nonetheless, I thought being the first person born in the White House was worth mentioning. Next, we got Catherine Booth, born in 1829 on January 17th. She's the co-founder of the Salvation Army, known as the Army Mother, born in Ashbourne, England. Next, we've got Arnold Rothstein, born in 1882. On this day, Arnold Rothstein was mentioned several times in the Godfather movies. He's a real gangster. He was the Jewish mobster who is best known for having fixed the 1919 World Series, born in New York City. I do believe he was exiled out of the U.S. at some point. Sticking with gangster theme, Al Capone has a birthday on this day in 1899. And he's also an American gangster known for Chicago bootlegging, born in Brooklyn, New York. He died in 1947. Next, we've got Betty White. Did you know Betty White is older than sliced bread? Now, bread's been around forever, but sliced bread came out in the late 20s, I do believe. Betty White, though, was born in 1922, passing away in 2021. She's an American Emmy Award-winning comic actress with the longest TV career of a female entertainer. Started out on the Mary Tyler Moore show, Golden Girls, and many others. Born in Oak Park, Illinois. Next, we have Vidal Sassoon, born on this day in 1928. He's a British American hairstylist and CEO of Vidal Sassoon, born in London. I grew up with that name. I think he used to do all the movie stars and that. Next, we have Jacques Plante, born on this day in 1929. He's a Canadian NHL goaltender who was the first to wear a goaltender mask. By the way, his number was number 1. And he was born in Notre-Dame-du-Mont-Carmel, Quebec. Next, we have James Earl Jones, celebrating 92 years today. He was born in 1931, and he's an American Tony, Emmy, Grammy, and Golden Globe winning actor. He is the voice of Darth Vader in Star Wars. He was also in Field of Dreams, born in Arkabutla, Mississippi. I kid you not. Maury Povich, celebrating a birthday today. He was born in 1939. You are not the father. No. He was a TV host, current affair, Maury Povich show, and he's also known as Mr. Connie Chung because, of course, his wife is Connie Chung. She was a news anchor. I forget what network. My goodness, check out the names. Now we've got Muhammad Ali, born on this day, 1942, passing away in 2016. Of course, he's an American legend boxer, world heavyweight champion in 64, 1967, 74, 78, and he was born in Louisville, Kentucky. Next, we've got Andy Kaufman, born on this day in 1949. He was on Taxi. He was known as Latka Gravas. He's an American comedian and actor, passed away in 1984. He was born in New York City. Next, we've got Robert F. Kennedy Jr., born on this day in 1954. He's an American attorney with the Natural Resources Defense Council, born in Washington, D.C., another Kennedy. Lots of them. Steve Harvey, celebrating a birthday today. Born in 1957, he's an American actor, comedian, and radio personality, and he also does Family Feud, born in Welsh, West Virginia. And then we've got Jim Carrey, celebrating 61 years today. He was born in 1962 on January 17th. He's a Canadian-American actor. He's done way too many movies for me to list here, but he was born in Ontario, Canada. Michelle Obama is 59 years old today. Born in 1964, she's known as the first African-American U.S. First Lady. She was born in DeYoung, Illinois. Kid Rock is 52 years old today. Born in 1971, he's an American rapper, songwriter, musician, and actor. Born in Romeo, Michigan. And my last guy on the list here, or last person, is Jake Paul. He is 26 years old today. Born in 1997, he's an American YouTube personality and boxer, I do believe. Born in Cleveland, Ohio. And that's it for famous people born on this day. Do we have any questions or comments or check-ins for this week's AREG Net? Please come now. This is VA3CJZ.
Comment?
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Comment. Bring it back with your call sign.
Yeah, Chuck, it's Chris, VA3CJW. Jacques Plante, I believe the first time he wore that mask, he actually broke his nose in a game, and I think it was between periods. They fitted him with a mask of some sort, came out, and then finished the rest of the game.
That is absolutely right. VA3CJW. Signal's a little bit weaker this time, but I heard you. Jacques Plante, I think, did get his face broken, and he went back to the locker room, and they put, I don't know what it was, but he came out with something on his face and finished the game with blood dripping out of the mask. Back then, guys were tough, I tell you.
Yeah, QSL, Chuck. Just wanted that comment in there. Show you how tough of a guy Jacques Plante really was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those Quebecers. They're rough and tough for sure. Okay, thanks, Chris. And so with that, let's move on to the famous deaths on January 17 in history. First, we have Juliette Gordon Low, passing away in 1927. She was an American activist and founder of the Girl Scouts of America, and she dies of breast cancer at the age of 66. I'm guessing she was upset because they had Boy Scouts but not Girl Scouts of America, and she probably had all daughters. But good for her. She's the founder of the Girl Scouts of America. Hey, who remembers the movie Rambo? What the heck? Who remembers the movie Rambo? Richard Crenna played the Colonel. He passed away in 2003 at the age of 76. Next, we've got Bobby Fischer, passing away in 2008 at the age of 64. Bobby Fischer was an American chess player, world champion from 72 to 75, and he dies of renal failure at 64. Who remembers Don Kirshner's rock concert on TV back in the 70s and 80s? Don Kirshner passed away in 2011. He's an American rock and roll producer known as the man with the golden ear. He invented bubblegum music and dies at the age of 76. And that's it for famous people who died on this day. Do we have any comments, questions, or check-ins for this week's AREG? Please come now, VA3CJZ. Alrighty then. So let's move on to historical events on January 17th in history. We start with Gregory conquers Julius Caesar. Now that's in reference to the calendar, the Gregorian calendar. In 1584, on this day, Bohemia adopts the Gregorian calendar, which is what we use to this day. Before that, we did not have the same calendar before 1584. Next story, Cook crosses the Antarctic Circle. On this day in 1773, Captain James Cook becomes the first to cross Antarctic Circle. That's 66 degrees, 33 feet south. For those of you who want to plot that in their navigation and check out where it is, look that up. 66 degrees, 33 feet south. Let me know where it ends up. All right, in 1775, on this day, 9 old women are burnt as witches for causing bad harvests in Poland. Oh my. Let's go back to Captain James Cook in 1779 now. Let's see, Cook, 1773 was when he crossed the Antarctic Circle. And now it's Captain James Cook's last notation in the Discovery's ship log. It was on this Cook's final voyage that he discovered the Hawaiian Islands in January of 1778. This major discovery would lead to his death. Cook was killed on a return visit to Hawaii at Kealikakua Bay on the 14th of February, 1779. I'm guessing the natives killed him. I'm not sure. All right, so let's jump to 1821 on this day. Mexico permits Moses Austin. Now, I've mentioned a gentleman by the name of Austin several weeks in a row now, and let's go with another story about him. In 1821, Mexico permits Moses Austin and 300 United States families to settle in Texas. As I mentioned previously, Texas was owned by Mexico. After his death, his son Stephen leads a colony to Texas. So that's the gentleman I mentioned in the weeks prior, Stephen. Interesting. All right, let's go to the year 1871 on this day. The first cable car is patented by Andrew Smith Halidi in the United States. It begins service 2 years later in 1873. Next, we have Scott reaches the pole. In 1912, on this day, Captain Robert Scott's expedition arrives at the South Pole 1 month after Roald Amundsen. There you go. So he wasn't the first, he was the second. Roald Amundsen was the first. In 1917, the United States pays Denmark $25 million for the U.S. Virgin Islands. That's 3 out of the 21 islands in the area, in the Caribbean. And it was a sad day in 1920 on January 17th. That's the first day of prohibition of alcohol. Comes into effect in the United States as a result of the 18th Amendment to the Constitution. And that led to Al Capone becoming super rich. Okay, 1929, January 17th, Popeye makes his first appearance in a comic strip named Thimble Theater. Thimble Theater, 1929. I am what I am. All right, let's jump to the year 1938. Joseph P. Kennedy, that's JFK's father, becomes the 44th United States ambassador to the United Kingdom. 1945, the Nazis begin evacuation of Auschwitz concentration camp to other camps in Austria and Germany as the Red Army advanced across Poland. So that was January 17th. So, yeah, on the 27th of January, 1945, so just 10 days from now, Auschwitz concentration camp is liberated by the Red Army. On this day, 1946, a year later, United Nations Security Council holds its first meeting at Westminster Central Hall in Westminster, England. Next, we have the Great Brinks robbery. Happened on this day in 1950. 11 men rob $1.2 million in cash and $1.5 million in securities from armored car company Brinks offices in Boston, Massachusetts. Now, you might want to look up how much $1.2 million from 1950 is worth today. I'm sure it's a tidy sum. First nuclear-powered sub. In 1955, the United States submarine Nautilus begins the first nuclear-powered test voyage. Jumping to 1978, the Sex Pistols break up on this day in history. 1978, after a tumultuous final tour, the Sex Pistols break up as a band, which is announced the following day. John Joseph Lydon, also known by his stage name Johnny Rotten, was the main cause of the breakup. To put it mildly, he was out of control. As my friend Albert likes to say, he was out of control. All right, next we have the Iran-Contra scandal, Reagan's covert arms sale. In 1987, United States President Ronald Reagan signs a secret order permitting covert sale of arms to Iran, which is one of our main enemies today for the U.S. And that was during the big scandal where Reagan kept saying he doesn't recall doing that. He doesn't remember. And, I don't know. Some of you might remember that period in time. All right. In 1990, on this day, we have the 5th Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The inductees are Hank Ballard, Bobby Darin, the Four Seasons, the Four Tops, the Kinks, the Platters, Simon and Garfunkel, The Who, Louis Armstrong, Charlie Christian, Carole King, and a few others I don't recognize. Then, on this day in 1991, Operation Desert Storm begins, with United States-led coalition forces bombing the heck out of Iraq during the Gulf War. And then, 3 years later, 1994, on this day, January 17th, a 6.6 on the Richter scale earthquake hits Los Angeles, killing 60 people and causing $30 billion in damages. Exactly a year later, 1995, a 7.2 earthquake destroys Kobe, Japan, and kills 5,372 people. Let's jump to the 11th Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That was in 1996 on this day. And the inductees are David Bowie, Jefferson Airplane, Little Willie John, Gladys Knight and the Pips, Pink Floyd, the Shirelles, the Velvet Underground, Pete Seeger, and Tom Donahue. All right, we're getting near the end here. Let's go to 2001, where we have Clinton honors Lewis and Clark expedition. In 2001, President Clinton honors the Lewis and Clark expedition, posthumously raises William Clark's rank from lieutenant to captain, makes honorary sergeant Shoshone female guide Sacagawea of York enslaved by William Clark, who assisted in the expedition. Most of you did not know that. They had a female native woman forced to show them the way, I guess. So next we have the youngest player to score 20,000 points in the NBA. In 2012, LeBron James becomes the youngest player in NBA history to record 20,000 career points during a Miami Heat's game over Golden State. LeBron James is 28 years, 17 days, and he passes Kobe Bryant, which is 29 years, 122 days. For you NBA fans out there. All right, and our last story here is WikiLeaks. Oh no, we got three more. WikiLeaks disclosure sentenced reduced. In 2017, U.S. President Barack Obama commutes WikiLeaks disclosure Chelsea Manning's prison sentence from 35 years down to 7. And then in 2021, Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny, he's been in the news lately. He is arrested immediately on his return to Russia after recovering from nerve agent poisoning. So he's been in prison ever since. He disappeared over the holidays. They brought him way up in Siberia somewhere, in some godforsaken prison, and so he was the number one opposition leader to Putin, and that's what you get for that. And then finally, in 2023, Italy's most wanted mobster, Matteo Messina Denaro, is arrested at a private clinic in Palermo after being on the run for 30 years. And that's it for On This Day in History. I hope you guys were entertained and retained a little bit of knowledge along the way. Are there any questions or comments or check-ins for this week's AREG Net? Please come now.
There's a comment from VE3KCI.
Okay, please go ahead, Mac, with the relay.
Go ahead, Art. Okay, yep. Art's going down for the count. He's going to take care of his personal needs, and we'll hear him back next week, no doubt. Thanks again, Art, for checking in and sticking around with us. And back to you, Chuck.
All right. Well, you know what? I almost heard him that time, but still coming in with a lot of static. But nonetheless, thanks for checking in and sticking around, Art. I do appreciate it, my friend. You take care until next time. Hopefully somebody will get out there to you and help you get all set up with your new toys. Is that it?
Biddy. That's all, folks.
All right. Thank you, Mac. I do appreciate it. Okay. I was just reading what Bill was writing about being licensed. He says that he thinks licenses were first issued by the POSI office, the DOT. No, that's Department of Transportation. Then the DOC. I remember the Department of Communication. Yeah, I had an XM license through them. And he says prior to Industry Canada. Thank you for that, Bill. All right. Before I go to the top of the list, do we have any other comments, announcements, questions, or anything of the sort? Please come now, or check-ins. This is VA3CJZ. All right. Well, let's go to the top of the list and do the 7-3 round with Downtown Rick, VA3AXJ.
Yeah, still here, Chuck. Just getting ready to call the night. I got to get up early in the morning again. Telling you, I'm getting tired of this. But got to do what you got to do. Anyhow, thanks for doing the net. It was a good one. Enjoyed it. So I was going to say 7-3. VA3AXJ will be probably QRT.
Okay, Rick, you do sound a little sleepy. Hopefully it wasn't my long sermon or on this day putting you to sleep, but it can happen. Especially, I know when like Rick said he fell asleep there, I think after dinner, and took a little nap. That's usually when I'm the sleepiest after eating. So, yeah. All right, Rick, well, take care, my friend, and we'll be listening for you on this frequency and ZOE throughout the rest of the week. Take care. And so we'll clear with Rick and see if Pierre is still with us with that big bad radio. VE3 BMO. You there, Pierre? All right, let's try Chris. VA3 Charlie Kilo Zulu. Let's swing over to the west end of the city and see if Wade is available. Victor Alpha 3, November Charlie Alpha.
VA3 CJZ, VA3 NCA, yeah, still here, Chuck, for the duration. Thanks so much. As usual, a great way to spend a Wednesday night. And I'm just on the other hand mic now, so this is the commercial one, or the one that came with the ICOM, so I'm going to spin back between the two times on the net and compare the audio. So anyways, thanks for the opportunity to check that out and to spend a couple hours here with a bunch of like-minded individuals, and thanks so much again for doing it. 7-3 to everybody on frequency, and to you too, and thanks for doing it. Back to you, Chuck.
Okay, Wade, not a problem, sir. Again, nice strong signal, full strength actually, and I really don't remember exactly what the other audio was like, but can you switch in between mics quickly or no?
Okay, this is the other mic. I just did a really quick swap of the cable. How's sound?
Wow, sounds good to me. Not much difference. There was a little bit of waver in the signal there, but yeah, bring it back.
Okay, yeah, very good. This is a little kit build microphone. It's about the size, about 1 inch by 2 inches, really tiny in the hand. It's meant for POTA. And so I wired it up, and it's half the project. The other half of the project is I've got a little voice compressor circuit board, and I want to merge the two together. So this is 50% of the project, and I'm just happy that it's a functional mic so far.
All right. Well, there you go, Wade. Put the stream, move the slider at the bottom back to 945, 946. It just turned 947 now. And so you'll be able to hear the difference in both mics there.
Sounds great. Sounds great. I will do that right after you close out and we hear the 73s from the rest of the crowd. And once again, thanks so much for doing it. It's an enjoyable way to spend a Wednesday evening as usual. Thanks again. Back to you, Chuck, VA3 NCA, back to net.
Okay, Wade, very good. And thank you so much for the compliment. It's my pleasure. It's always fun doing it. And so let's go to my neighbor, see if he's still around. VA3 November Echo. Kevin, last round.
VE3 DJ. Yeah, it's still in here, Chuck. Good net there. Always enjoying listening to on this date. A little bit of everything in there tonight. All right. Yeah, be saying goodnight to anybody that hears me here. I'm just on the portable, sitting on the couch watching TV and listen along.
Okay, Kevin, very good. Well, I'm sure some people can hear you. If not, they can go to YouTube to check it out. And I did hear Huey in there checking in just as you keyed up. VE3 Delta Juliet Zulu. Stand by 1 second. And I'll just say thanks for hanging in there, Kevin. And have fun on your new radio. Should be lots of stuff going on this weekend on the airwaves.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Chuck, and have a good night. Good night. VA3NE.
Okay, Kevin, thank you. So we'll clear with VA3NE and say hello to Huey, VE3 Delta Juliet Zulu.
Good evening, Chuck. How you doing? Good to hear you. Weather's nice out today. A little cold still, but it's winter time. It's always a pleasure doing your net, hearing your acknowledgement. But you doing all your little certain things there. It's neat. But just doing a check in and say hi.
All right, Huey. Well, thank you so much for checking in. You're sounding really good tonight. You're flickering from full strength down one bar from there, and you got great audio down here by the center mall there, Huey. So good job.
I know from things. I'm just on a kid with outside the house, cleaning up the snow and all that.
Ah, very good. Another one on the portable. There you go. Well, to me, you sound great. And thanks for checking in, Huey. You are number 22 as a check in tonight, and that includes a few that were on YouTube. And so, great job. Thanks, Huey. Anything else before I carry on?
Keep the good work up. Happy New Year, Chuck, and enjoy life.
All right. Grab life, live like there's no tomorrow. Good advice there, Huey. Thanks again for your check in. And so we'll clear with you, and let's go to Albert, VA3 Bravo Tango.
Hey, good evening. Hey, good net there, Chuck. I like that on this day. That was good. That was good. Well put together there. But yeah, other than that, we're just probably going to call it a night here. It's been a long day. So VA3 Bravo Tango. Well, 7-3 all.
Okay, Albert, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, and thank you for the compliment. I really enjoy it, and I try to make it enjoyable for everyone. Thanks again, Albert, and thank you for staying up so late. All right, so I'd like to also thank all my YouTube check-ins. We have VE3IUK Bill. We have Wayne B in Mississauga, VA3 FMB. We have Mark, which is Steve's friend, VA3NFG. And of course, Wade was on there. And KKP, thank you very much. And so let's see if Jason is available for last call, VE3 Zulu Juliet Charlie. Let's try Debbie. Victor Alpha 3, Oscar Yankee Lima. Last call, Debbie.
Last call, and I need some alcohol. No. Anyway, good net. Thanks for doing it, Chuck. And I'll say 7-3 to all. Victor Alpha 3, Oscar Yankee Lima will be clear for tonight.
Okay, Deb. Good luck tomorrow, I think it is. And yeah, you'll be in my thoughts. Okay, so let's see if Chris is still here. Victor Echo 3, Romeo Whiskey Juliet. How about George? VE3 GBD. Got any cold snacks there, George?
Oh yeah, I got cold snacks. I have to have my cold snacks. Other than that, yeah, I not much to report, but getting the garbage ready to get out.
Oh, still not there yet, eh? Well, maybe you and I will be doing it at the same time there, George. Thanks for sticking around, my friend. Hope you enjoyed yourself, and thank you for your check-in, as always, my friend. Till the next time.
Oh, absolutely. Always look forward to your net.
P3PDL.
Woohoo! There's check-in number 23. VE3 Papa Delta Lima. Come on in, Paul.
Thanks, Chuck. 23 tonight, eh? Right on. That's a good number. I remember when I was 23, way back in 1867. Anyways, good to hear everybody in there, and just being for the pot, sir. V3PDL.
All right there, Paul. Hey, listen, I think I heard you mention you lost one of your wire antennas or a leg or something. Did you get that fixed or no?
No, my disc cone antenna and the mast pole broke away from the fence and came down in on one of them windy days there with all the snow and the ice.
Yeah. Well, sorry to hear that. And I'm sure once the weather is more comfortable, you'll get that back up. Well, thanks for your check in, Paul. Like I mentioned, number 23, you're doing a good job down here at the Center Mall with what you're using tonight.
Alrighty, sir. You're sounding as good as always. I didn't check, but I would guesstimate about a 7 or an 8.
All right. Well, you're much stronger than that, at least 20, 30 over. I do have a generous meter on this radio. There is no button to take the receive amp off. I can only do that on HF on this radio. So what I get is what I get. And I'd rather get a stronger signal than not be able to hear with a weak signal there. So thanks again, Paul. We'll talk to you again soon, my friend, I'm sure. Send my best to Leanne. And so let's go to Mac for last call, VA3IMW.
Before he keys up, sorry, Chuck, I looked this time and you're up at 1020 over S9. Sorry, Mac, go ahead, sir, V3PDL.
Yeah, it's all good, Paul. And I was just going to say, Chuck's radio is doing a super job tonight, 20 over S9 here on the West Mountain, and keep up the good work. As far as the rest of those ratings and rewards go, you're a 6 dressed up as a 9. And if you get that reference, you're an old person. Anyways, great way to spend Wednesday evening. And it's hump day, so it's all downhill from here. Thanks again for doing it, Chuck, on this day in history. Yep. That Ali, Muhammad Ali? Yeah. Also known as Cassius Clay, the draft dodger. Back to you.
Oh, yes. That's when he converted to Islam, I believe, as well. So yeah, a lot of trivia, neat fun facts about Ali, that's for sure. But I thought I'd switch it up a little bit tonight there, and it seems like it was well received. Give a little bit of ham radio history and mix it in with the on this day, and so it was a lot of fun doing it. Thanks for your help relaying and joining us with. You regaling us with your weekly activities, and it's much appreciated, Mac.
7-3's, Chuck. We'll be back again next week.
All right. Thank you. Let's see if Steve is still with us. Victor Alpha 3, November, Foxtrot, Golf. How about Rick? The other downtown Rick. VE3, Bravo, Kilowatt.
Yeah, I'm still here, Chuck. And it was excellent job there about the ham radio stuff and this day in history. Excellent job. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that on Monday nights there's a few people that check in here that I haven't heard from for a while. They're on HF, and I know that we have to move once in a while there. I guess there's a group that got together on 3695. And so we moved to 90, but 2 weeks ago, 90 was also busy. So anyway, the reason I went to 93 in the first place was because it seems like those American hams, they have they seem to have nets on every 5 kc. So it's we've been here for 3 hours, and we've had our net there for 5 or 6 years. So, oh well. Anyway, we moved for them guys, so we'll do it again. And so Monday night at 8 p.m., 3693 or thereabouts, for anybody that's still left listening. And also tomorrow on the TP net 7100. the guys from the Warplane Heritage VA3 Charlie Whiskey Mike will be there. Also, I'd like to mention that anybody that wants to learn CW, there's a couple of guys from the Hamilton Club are putting on a CW course. They had their first night on Tuesday at 7 o'clock at the St. Paul's United Church on Regina North. And anybody that's interested in that, they can get a hold of Marty, VE3QEE at HamiltonARC.com. Anybody interested in learning Morse code, and I'm not sure what the schedule is, but Marty will be able to fill you in, and you send him an email and ask him what the schedule is, or is it too late to apply? They've already had their first class, so I don't know. Anyway, hopefully there'll be some people that will be interested in that, Chuck. I know that they've got a few students in there already, so there is some of the guys that were taking the course actually was a surprise to me. I thought, I didn't think they'd be interested in that, but a lot of the newer hams, the reason they got their ham licenses because they didn't have to do CW. So I guess some they just found it hard to do. So it's a good thing to have. Anyway, you did a great job on the net there, Chuck. And hopefully some of those guys that haven't been checking into my net there will do it again. We are still on there, and I had to go to a different antenna and lower my power. So anybody that wants to join us on Monday nights at 8 o'clock on 3690 or 3693, wherever we have to go. Anyway, Chuck, great job. VA3CJZ, V3BK.
Yeah, very good there, Rick. And it probably would help if half of the Hamilton Amateur Radio Club didn't go out and meet for coffee on net night too, right?
Well, exactly. I complained about that one to the president, and he said that it's not a club event, and any ham can go that wants to go. So, and he's right. It's not a club event. It's not being sponsored by the club, but there's a lot of club members go there. Yeah. So some of them guys too used to check in all the time.
Yeah. I don't know why they decided to do it on Monday night, but oh well. Yeah, you can't do anything about that. Okay, Rick. Well, thank you for all that. Listen, can you give us that Marty's email address again for those that are interested in contacting him for the CW course, and those that didn't get a chance to grab a pen and a paper? Give us that address again.
Yeah, okay, just clarify that too. It's still part of the exam. You can, the examiners, and RPAD is one of them, and Christian in our club is doing it. But all you have to do is pass 5 words a minute. 5 words a minute, and you get HF privileges. So if you haven't got your plus, so it's worth doing for some people. And 5 words a minute is pretty easy to do. I don't know. I find it really hard to copy 5 words a minute now anymore. It's kind of it seems slow to me. But anyway, Marty's email address, VE3 Quebec Echo at Hamilton ARC. Hamilton ARC, that's one word, .com. So that's VE3QEE at HamiltonARC.com. And he can fill you in. He is actually teaching the course. So I'm not sure. I think the fellow that's heading it up is also learning CW as well. So anyway, I'm not sure if his email address. So Marty's the easy one to contact there through the club. But anybody interested in CW, check it out. And if you can't get into this one, I'm sure they're going to run more. So there we go. So I hope that's enough information for anybody still listening there, Chuck. V3BK.
Okay, Rick. Well, thank you for being with us and sharing all that information. So we'll clear with you and see if Vern is still around. I'm sure he's not walking outside anymore, but let's see if VA3 CRF is available for last call. Okay, let's go to Chris. VA3 Charlie Juliet Whiskey.
Yeah, Chuck, still here hanging out. 73 to you and to everybody else still on frequency. Thanks for doing a great job with the net again this week. Always enjoyable. Great way to spend a Wednesday evening. And just continued good wishes to everybody out there for good health for the coming year, especially. And be careful when you're out there, guys and gals, in the cold. Very easy to get frostbite or to slip and to fall. So just take it easy out there, folks. Slow down and be careful. Take care of yourselves. You never get a second opportunity sometimes to do things right. So slow down, take it easy, take care. 73 to you, Chuck, and everyone else on frequency. And after your final, I'll be QRT.
Okay, Chris, very good. Well, thank you for all your well wishes, and same to you. And remember, the days are getting longer. Spring is right around the corner. I think 6 more Mondays to go, and we'll be there. So until then, hang in there. It's usually a tough time in the dark, cold winter months, but we're through the worst of it, I'm sure. And things are looking up as long as the days are getting longer. So it is looking up. But thank you for joining us, Chris. Once again, always a pleasure, sir. You take care until the next time. And so we'll clear with you. And let's see if Arpad is on his portable. If he finished eating VE3 November whiskey.
I'm actually back on the base now. And yeah, that was a good question to Rick about that club meeting. It doesn't make no sense. Maybe Rick is going to have to change his net to a different day. Because I think he's smarter than the rest of them. Thank you very much to running the net. You're doing a good job. And 73.
Yeah, thanks, Arpad. And yeah, it might be worth considering. So I don't know, but very good suggestion there, Arpad. Thanks for sticking around with us for the 7-3 round, and you have a great rest of the evening. And can't wait to hear about your adventures in your new motorhome. So good luck with all that. Okay, so we'll clear with Arpad and go to Larry, VE3LBI.
Still here, Chuck. Listen along there. And just listen. Well, quite a few missing, obviously, because it's, bedtime and other things to do before work tomorrow. But I don't have to do that.
Yeah, that's right. Now that I know, the net's over and that, I can take it easy. And it was a lot of fun, though, doing the research for it. And it keeps me going, and never a dull moment. So, like I mentioned, this weekend's going to be busy with a lot of sideband contests. And, of course, support your park for POTA. So should hopefully the sun will cooperate and we'll get lots of contacts.
Yep, and don't forget to put out the garbage unless you've already done it.
No, I was late tonight. Last couple of weeks, though, I had it out by 7 o'clock. But not tonight. I'm comfortable in my slippers. Okay, Larry, thanks for joining us, my friend. Always a pleasure. And you take care. We'll talk to you again soon.
Okay, Chuck, thanks for picking me up. 7-3, all the best. And I'll probably flip over to ZOE for a bit. I'm just playing a little bit of FT8 right now to see who's on there. Anyways, all right, 7-3, VE3LBI, Rickler.
Yeah, I think Paul, PDL, and I are the only two guys left that hasn't gone to FT8. So I've yet to make a contact on FT8. Maybe one day. All right, so let's see if DJ Zed has any last words there. Huey, you still there? All right, how about Paul, PDL? Last call, Paul. All right, he said his piece, and he's gone. So with that, we've got 23 check-ins tonight. Do we have any last-minute check-ins for tonight's Amateur Radio Exchange Group net? This is VA3 CJZ. Anyone, anywhere, please come now.
VA3 COF.
Damien, Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Oscar Foxtrot. Come on in, Damien.
Yeah, thanks, Chuck. A very late check-in, just on my way back from Burlington. Been across to the gym there and about to put some gas in, and was listening to your net probably an hour or so back for a little bit, but never got a chance to check in. So nothing else from me tonight, so 73s.
Okay, sir. Well, thank you very much. Hopefully you had a good time at the gym. And something I'd like to join maybe one day. So thank you again for checking in, Damien. Sounding great. Full strength, good audio over here by the Center Mall. As always, sir, take care. Until next time. Anyone else? Any last-minute check-ins for this week's AREG net, please come now. Okay, nothing heard. So with that, that means 24 check-ins with Damien, including all the YouTube check-ins. I want to say thank you to everybody for spending some time with me on Hump Day and being part of the AREG community. It's always fun doing it and chatting with everyone and finding out how things are. So with that, we'll say we'll see you here next week, same bat time, same bat channel. And so 7-3 all, this is VA3 CJZ, and we'll see you next time.